Hello, lovely learners. You're watching Learn and Speak Easy English, where you learn, practice, speak, and improve your English with daily video lessons. Have you ever had that moment? You're in a conversation, maybe meeting someone new, and they smile and ask that classic question. So, what do you do? And you just freeze. Your mind goes blank, and you're not quite sure how to answer confidently in English. Does that sound familiar? Today, we're going to fix it. I'm Mary, and I'll be your guide as we unlock all the most common questions and answers about jobs and work so you can feel prepared and confident in any conversation. This topic comes up all the time. When you meet new people at a party, a networking event, or even just chatting with a friend, being able to talk about your work is such a fundamental skill. It's not just about your job title, it's about sharing what you do, what you're responsible for, and maybe even what you love or find challenging about it. But for so many English learners, this can be a source of real anxiety. You might worry about grammar, finding the right words, or sounding unnatural. Today, we're going to break it all down into simple, manageable steps. By the end of this video, you will have a complete toolkit for talking about your job and career in English. So grab a notebook and let's get started. Are you ready? Let's do this. Okay, let's begin with the single most common question you'll ever hear about your work. What do you do? Sometimes people might say, "What do you do for a living?" Both questions mean the exact same thing. They want to know what your job is. This question is a cornerstone of small talk, a way to get to know someone. So, having a clear, confident answer is your first and most important goal. The simplest way to answer is with this little formula. You start with the word I'm, and then you straight away mention your job title. Let's look at some examples. I'm a teacher. I'm a doctor. I'm a software developer. I'm a graphic designer. I'm an engineer. I'm an accountant. I'm an artist. Now, we are going to expand this basic answer. So, what if you want to add a little more detail? A really common way to do this is to add where you work or what industry you're in. You can use I work at for a specific place or company, and I work for the company that employs you. I'm a software developer. I work at Google. I'm a marketing manager. I work for a cosmetics company. You can also use I work in to talk about your department or your general field. I work in the sales department. I work in marketing. I work in the technology industry. I work in healthcare. I work in education. Let's try combining these. This is a fantastic way to build a more complete and impressive answer. Number 1. Job title plus the company. I'm a financial advisor at a big bank. Number 2. Job title plus the industry. I'm a civil engineer. I work in the construction industry. Number 3. Job title plus the department plus the company. I'm a researcher in the R&D department at a pharmaceutical company. But here is a problem. What if you are self-employed or run your own business? Not everyone works for a company, right? If you work for yourself, these phrases are for you. I'm self-employed. I run my own business. I'm a freelance writer. Here, freelance just describes your work style. And then you can add a little more detail. I run my own business. I have a small coffee shop in the city center. I'm a freelance graphic designer. I create logos and websites for small businesses. Now, what if you are a student or currently not working? It's also so important to know how to answer if you're not working right now. I'm a university student. I'm studying biology. I'm looking for work in the marketing field. I'm currently between jobs. This is a very polite and common way to say you're looking for work. So, that's our first big step. The key is to have that simple, ready to go answer for what do you do? Start with your job title and then practice adding just a little more detail. Once you've said your job title, the next logical question is usually something like, "Oh, that's interesting. What does that involve?" Or, "What do you do exactly?" This is your chance to talk about your responsibilities. This is where I know a lot of learners can feel a bit stuck. You might know the words for your tasks, but how do you connect them naturally? Let's unlock those phrases right now. Here are some super useful sentence starters. It's a great idea to memorize a few of these so you can use them without even thinking. I'm responsible for, my job involves, I manage, I oversee, I handle, I deal with, I take care of. You'll notice that most of the phrases which I just mentioned are followed by a verb with ing. I'm responsible for designing new products. I manage hiring new employees. Okay, this is where we can make your answer sound so much more dynamic and professional. Let's talk about power words, the action verbs. These words describe a specific action. So instead of saying, "I'm in charge of the team," you can say, "I supervise a team of 5 people." It's more direct and sounds more professional, right? Similarly, "I supervise a team of junior developers." Or, "I coordinate projects between different teams." Or, "I develop strategies to increase sales." All right, now let's combine our sentence starters with these powerful verbs to create full, impressive descriptions. I'll give you a few examples. Example 1. For a software engineer. I'm a software engineer. My job mainly involves writing and testing code. I collaborate closely with the product team, and a large part of my role is also debugging existing software and implementing new features. Example 2. For a marketing manager. I'm a marketing manager. I'm responsible for developing our company's marketing strategy. I manage a small team of content creators, and most of my time is spent analyzing campaign performance and planning our budget. Now it's your turn. Choose 3 action verbs that fit your job. Now, try creating 3 sentences using the sentence starters we learned. For example, number 1, I'm responsible for. Number 2, my job involves. Number 3, I handle. This practice will build your confidence and fluency so much. All right, we will dive a little deeper now. Beyond just your role, people might be curious about where you work. This is how you can add so much more color and richness to the conversation. Is your company big or small? New or old? Here is some great vocabulary to help you. You can mention the type of company. For example, I work for a multinational corporation. I work for a startup. I work for a government agency. You can also describe what the company does. For example, we specialize in, we manufacture, we provide, we develop. Let's combine these. I work for a tech startup. We develop mobile apps for fitness. I'm at a large multinational corporation. We manufacture car parts. I work for a nonprofit. We provide educational resources for children. Another way to add a little more flavor in your conversation is by describing your team. Often, the people you work with are a huge part of your job, right? Here's how you can talk about your team. My colleagues are really supportive and professional. We have a very friendly and open atmosphere in our office. The team is very motivated and dynamic. For example, I really love my job. I'm part of a very dynamic team, and my colleagues are incredibly supportive. We all collaborate well, which makes the work so much more enjoyable. Afterwards, You can also describe your work environment, etc. You can also use adjectives to describe how your job feels. This helps people connect with your experience. Here are some positive adjectives. Number 1 is rewarding. My job is really rewarding. It feels great to help people. Number 2 is challenging. It's a challenging role, but I learn something new every day. Number 3 is dynamic. I work in a dynamic and fast-paced environment. Things are always changing. Number 4 is creative. I love that my job allows me to be creative. Number 5 is flexible. I have a flexible work schedule, so I can sometimes work from home. And when things are not so positive, you can use the adjectives like stressful. It can get really stressful, especially around deadlines. Repetitive. Some of the tasks are a bit repetitive. Demanding. It's a very demanding job. I often have to work long hours. Overwhelming. The workload can be overwhelming at times. Wow! If you're finding this lesson useful, please take a moment to hit that like button. It really, really helps our channel grow and lets me know that I should create more videos just like this one. And don't forget to subscribe and click the little notification bell so you don't miss our future lessons. Okay, now let's move on to having a full conversation. Remember, a conversation is a two-way street. It's not just about you, it's also about showing interest in the other person. After you've shared what you do, it's polite and natural to ask about their work, asking the main question. You can use the same questions we started with. What do you do? Or what line of work are you in? This is a great, slightly more formal alternative. Listening to their answer and asking good follow-up questions is the key to a great conversation. It shows you're paying attention and you're genuinely interested. Here are some excellent follow-up questions for any situation. In order to show interest, you can say, "Oh, that sounds interesting. What does that involve on a day-to-day basis?" Or, "What do you enjoy most about working there?" Or, "How long have you been doing that?" Or, "What are some of the biggest challenges in your role?" Let's try a sample conversation now. Let's imagine a short chat between two people, Alex and Ben. Watch how they use the language we've learned to have a natural, friendly conversation. Alex: "Hi, I'm Alex. Nice to meet you." Ben: "Hi, Alex. I'm Ben. Great to meet you too. So, what do you do?" Alex: "I'm a graphic designer. I work for a small digital marketing agency." Ben: "Oh, that sounds creative. What does that involve exactly?" Alex: "Well, my job mainly involves creating visuals for social media and designing websites for our clients. It's a very dynamic and fast-paced environment." Ben: "That's cool. How long have you been doing that?" Alex: "For about 3 years now. I really enjoy it. The team is great. And what about you? What do you do for a living?" Ben: "I'm an accountant. I work for a large construction company." Alex: "An accountant. Wow. I imagine that's a very detail-oriented job. What are your main responsibilities?" Ben: "You're right, it is. I'm responsible for managing payroll and preparing financial reports. It can be a bit stressful at the end of the financial year, but I find it rewarding to make sure everything adds up perfectly." Alex: "I can imagine. It sounds like a really important role. Do you enjoy working for a construction company?" Ben: "Yes, it's interesting. It's cool to see the projects being built, knowing I'm a small part of it." So learners, now you? See how that flows? They state their job, ask for details, share feelings, and show interest in each other. That is your goal. All right, are you ready to take your English to the next level? This is the fun part. Using idioms can make your language sound so much more natural, just like a native speaker. An idiom is a phrase where the meaning isn't obvious from the individual words. Here are some really common ones related to work. Number one is to burn the midnight oil. It means to work late into the night. For example, we have a huge deadline, so the whole team has been burning the midnight oil. Number two is to get your foot in the door. It means to get your very first opportunity in a company or industry. For example, the internship isn't paid much, but it's a great way to get my foot in the door. Number three is to climb the corporate ladder. It means to get promoted and advance in your career. For example, she's very ambitious and wants to climb the corporate ladder quickly. Number four is a dead-end job. It means a job with no chance of promotion. For example, he quit because he felt it was a dead-end job. Number five is to wear many hats. It means to have many different roles and responsibilities. For example, working at a startup, you have to wear many hats. Number six is to think outside the box. It means to think creatively. For example, to solve this, we need to think outside the box. Number seven is to call the shots. It means to be the person in charge who makes decisions. For example, she's the project manager, so she calls the shots. Remember, using one or two of these can make you sound very impressive, but be careful not to use too many, or it might sound a little unnatural. Here's a little bonus tip that can help you avoid confusion, especially if you work with people from different countries. The small differences between British and American English. It's not about right or wrong, just different, and knowing them shows a deeper understanding. For example, if you're applying for a job in London, you'd send your CV, but in New York, they'd ask for a resume. Knowing these little things is a great advantage, so you must take care of these aspects as well. Let's sum it up. We have learned so much today. Remember, building confidence is all about practice, practice, practice. Now, I want you to take everything we've learned and build your own personal script. Pause the video and write down your answers to everything we have learned so far. Once you have this written, practice saying it out loud to yourself in the mirror. Record it on your phone and listen. The more you say it, the more natural and automatic it will become. So when you're in a real conversation, you won't have to think. The words will just flow. And that brings us to the end of our lesson. We have unlocked so much essential English today. We started with that simple question, what do you do? And built all the way up to detailed descriptions, conversation skills, and even advanced idioms. Remember, the goal is not just to learn words, but to build the confidence to use them. Perfection is not the goal, but progress is. Your personal script, which I requested you to write, is your most powerful tool. Master it, and you'll feel so much more prepared. Thank you so much for joining me today and watching this video. I really hope you found this lesson valuable. Now, for your homework, I would love for you to practice. In the comments below, introduce yourself using the language we learned. Tell me, what do you do? I would love to read about your professions and see you putting these new skills to use. I read every single comment. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a lesson. Keep practicing, stay confident, and remember you're doing great. I look forward to seeing you again soon for another lesson. Before finishing today's video, if you enjoyed this lesson, don't stop here. Watch a similar video on the left, or continue with a full playlist on the right to keep improving your English. And if learning English feels easier here, subscribe for practical lessons every day.